Hello, my name's Ryan, and welcome to my channel, You're Never Alone, where we take biblical truths and practical advice to set you free from your abusers. Today's topic, we're going to talk about healing from abuse. And I believe there are 7 ways that we can start healing if we've been emotionally abused. Number 1 is knowing your emotions. A lot of times throughout our life, depending on what's happened in our life, our emotions can get locked up. And they get locked up in a way to kind of keep us safe from getting emotionally hurt. But eventually, those emotions are going to spill out. So the one way to understand about abuse is to understand our emotions and what it's doing to us on the inside. Because, emotional abuse compared to physical abuse, it's different. Obviously, physical abuse, there's scars. Emotional abuse, there's no visible scars on your body, but there are scars on the inside. So it's understanding your emotions. It's, why am I sad right now? Why am I mad right now? Just ask yourself that. Why am I happy? What's going on? And start to understand your emotions, because when you start understanding that, that's one of the keys to start unlocking understanding how you're being treated. Number 2 is become assertive. If you're in a abusive relationship, emotionally abusive relationship, if you're in a relationship where somebody's manipulating and controlling, need to start being assertive. In other words, saying no to things, setting boundaries up, start to speak your truth. Now, that other person's not going to like it, the abusive person's not going to like it, but who cares if they don't like it? Start speaking your truth and start putting those boundaries up. Start telling them no. Definitely going to get upset with you telling them no, but you know what? That's going to get you stronger. Number 3 is be observant. Be a student of people's behaviors. If you're maybe somebody like me, you might just see all the good in people and not all the bad. Now, we shouldn't just go around looking for people's bad, but we have to look at both sides of the equation. We have to look at the good and the bad. And when we look at abusive people, we have to look at their behavior and how they may treat us. They may treat us with a bad comment, or a passive aggressive comment, or they may undermine decisions that we make. We need to start looking at that and watching that and be observant and look for the cycles that we're in, or the cycle that actually not that we're in, but the other person's in. Look at their cycle and see how they operate, so you can start to see where this abuse is coming in. Number 4, ask yourself questions. When somebody says something to you that doesn't sound right to you, start asking yourself, why did that person say that? Why would he or she say that to me? What does that mean? And start asking yourself those questions and start pondering over those things. There again, it kind of goes along with 3, being observant. You're being observant, but now you're asking questions about why are these comments being made, or why is this behavior being done to me? Number 5, find a place to share this safely. If you can find somebody that you can talk to, that you trust, that understand your situation, that will help you greatly. Now, you just don't want somebody just to be, rubber stamp. You want to have them give you good feedback, but you also want to have somebody understand the situation that you're in. So that way, when you talk these things out, you're feeling understood. Because when you're in an abusive relationship, you're not being understood. So you want to find somebody to be understood. And you really want to try to find somebody of the same sex, male with male, female with female, that can help you walk through this. Number 6, study your past. So look back through your life and maybe see where your emotions may have gotten locked up, or maybe where you fall prey to this. Are you a people pleaser? Because people pleasing can very easily get in relationships with abusers because, I'm a people pleaser myself. So because we're always trying to make things go well, that we're willing to, sacrifice um, a healthy relationship. We're willing to sacrifice it just to try to keep something going, just try to keep the relationship going, just try to keep the peace around the house, or the peace in the relationship, wherever it may be. But that's not helpful, because what happens is we just keep falling for people like that over and over again until we start to heal. When we start to heal, we start to realize that's not a relationship I want to be in. Number 7, don't believe what others say. So if you're in an abusive situation, emotionally abusive situation, and you try to find people to talk to that don't understand your situation, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. Your head's going to be spinning. Your brain's going to be spinning because they don't understand it. They could even be, if you're a people pleaser, or you're prone to finding people who are emotionally abusive in friendships too. They may hear what you're saying, but they may do the same thing to other people. Chances are they probably are. So don't listen to what others say. Also, don't listen to outside noise, if you will. What I mean by outside noise is people who think they know the situation, or they think they can help. Basically, what it really means is you have to get strong on the inside and not worry about what others say. Um, because, let's say, for an example, you're in a marriage. Um, Generally speaking, nobody told you to get into that marriage. And no one can tell you, for an example, to maybe look at getting out of it. So if you're thinking about leaving that person, you can't worry about what others say. You have to do what's best for you. God wants us to live in peace. He doesn't want us to live in chaos. He doesn't want us to live where we're being abused. He doesn't want that at all. So we have to really look at ourselves and go, you know what? I'm not worried about what other people will think. I'm going to speak with God, and I'm going to get this thing figured out. So, in conclusion, is really, really start looking at these 7 things to start understanding yourself. And, I think it will definitely bring some change to you. Hey, if you like what you heard, please subscribe. Also, if you know a friend or somebody who could use this, please share it with them. And as always, John 14:1-2 says, we are valued so much that Jesus is making a mansion for us in heaven. So take care, and God bless.